Hello and welcome to Hobz is Solo Self Found. Today we are in Chardock. I've been messing around here for a few hours, honestly. We're at 299 AA now. I literally just looted this desiccated halfling mask, which is the illusion mask that turns you into a halfling. There you go, see there. It doesn't look as cool, but yeah, we got that. That was kind of cool. Gear wise, I did upgrade to dark scale sleeves. These dropped somewhere in here, I think over by the herbalist. I did pick up a let's see, here is a Sarnak warbow, but obviously not legendary yet, so I haven't put it on. I've been focusing on leveling up eggs mostly. We also got a hammered hoop of golden hoop or whatever right here, but I'm not 100% sure I want to take the 30 AC hit. I mean, I'm still thinking about it, right? That's a nice bit of stamina. We would lose 2 heroic strength, which would lower our I think our maximum damage a little bit, but I mean the stamina would be real nice. So it just depends. I'm still thinking about it. It's in my bag. Let's see here. Nothing else. Oh yeah, we picked up a Dizok, a Scepter of Authority, which when it is legendary, it will give us Sympathetic Strike 4, which will be a significant upgrade in all honesty. So that's going to be on my list to level. And then when we were in Kithcore Forest, I picked up this rune worn battle staff. I don't know. This is sympathetic healing, I think 3, maybe 4. So that'll be a nice upgrade too. Let's see, what are we wearing here? Yeah, so not much else. We did get a chocolate bunny from an egg, but it's, you know, it's food. So not much has changed gear wise. I don't think so. No new logs or anything like that, but just been kind of running around here, killing pretty much everything. Everything we can find, we kill. There we go. And I upgraded Assassinate to max level. So I believe we can Assassinate up to level 64, I believe is what the cap is. So that's kind of nice. Anything humanoid, right? So the Sarnak are humanoid, and they count for Assassinate, which is really nice. The undead cannot. But I've just been grinding AAs. That's literally like this is where I've been. I haven't. I leveled it up to 94%. There we go. We just got another egg. Let's see. Throw that one in there. Open this one, and we got a yellow egg staff glamour. If I click the right button, it's just this. It's just a stick. I've gotten a bunch of those, different colors and stuff. I don't know if there's any use for them. I think I got a few neat looking transmog looking things, but nothing too cool. I really want the bag, in all honesty. That is the item I want, just because I want to replace this last bag so I can put all my items that I keep in it and have all the rest of this stuff as that. And it looks like we did win the kill the general thing. It doesn't look like anybody else posted before I posted my screenshot, and I'm posting my video here shortly in the that Discord before I schedule it, where we get Ragebringer Solo Self Found at level 50. So that'll be kind of cool. I think that was a 40 EOM challenge. So if we do actually end up getting that, we will we'll turn that into a bag of bartering. So I can actually sell things at a rate of faster than what I'm doing, because currently that's kind of like my bottleneck on leveling, is my bag gets full, right? I only have, what, 6 bags here that are, you know, I'm using for stuff, and once those 6 bags are full, I gotta go sell, and then that's, you know, clicking every single one of those items and clicking a button. So You can see how tedious that actually is. If you think about it, right? Stupid loot window. But I typically I've changed up some of my buttons here, right? I moved the life taps to a single button, so I just push, you know, 3, right? It'll cast the first one, and then it'll cast the next one the next time I push it, right? I don't have them do them in a row because they have a different refresh. So if I hit it now, life leech again. But if I immediately hit it again, I get life draw, right? So that makes it easier than me having the 2 different buttons, and it's in a easier spot for my hand, right? I keep like 1, 2, 3 on 1, 2, 3 at all times, and then I use my WASD to move, right? Let's see, and then over on my mouse, I put, you know, I still have sneak attack over here, which I don't use very much. I hit the button right as I sneaked, so it's lagging or something. Do we get disconnected? No. Just assassinate everything though. I know, assassinates up to the 116k. So it pretty much just kills everything here. I think it's whatever the max health of the mob is, plus some or something like that. There we go. And then we get Kennel Master here. And I've tweaked my dots, right? I used to have just Infinite Bolt over here, but I've kind of moved them all into here. So it's a 15-second pause, or 1.5 second pause is, you know, what that does, which allows me to pretty much get all my dots on pretty quick. Like, the idea is to get them on as fast as possible. And then I have this other one here, still a work in progress, that does the lower tier ones, right? So this is Tainted Breath and Venom of the Snake. It's still a 20-second or a 2-second pause, but those are more for cycling prismatic strikes because they're lower mana cost, right? So this seems to be a tactic for this build. I'm just not fully taking advantage of it yet, because most of the time this stuff just gets assassinated, so I don't even need dots at this point. But it will, it'll be nice at some, you know, when we get there, especially on these like dogs and stuff where they don't. And then I do click the Shaman Epic typically right away. We're lagging again. Come on now. There we go. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's my network or the server. And I did some more research. The Shadow Knight Epic is not the main thing anymore. Apparently, I guess at some point they added backstab damage as a stat to all these items. Maybe it was in Luckland. And so now the Ragebringer is best in slot, as far as I can tell, for the entirety of Kunark and the majority of Velius until we kill Volak, where we can then upgrade to the dagger that he drops. And I think we would still put Ragebringer in the offhand, or the Serrated Dragon Tooth from the Dozakar, you know, those quests, his tier quests and stuff like that. I don't remember the exact thing. We might get that anyway, because that is a range item, usable item. And those quest items are just so good. Like, we might spend some time, you know, pro Dragon for a little bit before we start clearing Northern TOV, because those are some nice items, and they would go very far into improving our ability to kill stuff into Luckland, right? Because it's not going to be until Vex where we replace a lot of the stuff that we're looting, you know, some of these cases, right? Especially in Velius. Like, it's not until Vex, and then again after Vex, it's not until like Time where the majority of the items, you know, get replaced. So spending that extra time, you know, as pro dragon, just going to kill giants, so we would, you know, pretty much kill Tormax, Avatar, War, and Statue pretty much on cooldown. That would, I think 4 of those cycles of all of that will get us positive Yellonak faction, just enough to be able to turn in stuff. And then we can turn in Tormax's head. We're probably going to upgrade to White Dragon Scale boots. I think that is the play in Velius for this build. Not 100% sure. So we're going to want to pick up a pair of those. And whatnot. And then when we switch over from that and we go from, start killing TOV, right? The northern killing the dragons, right? We would then be able to get a Dane head, get the Dane belt. That's going to be a huge upgrade. It's like 30 spell damage. And maybe maybe kill Yellonak. I think, I don't think it's impossible to kill Yellonak right now. Now this build has the ability to get up there and do it easier than most builds because of sneak. So we might be able to just sneak up there and kill him and go turn in the head to Tormax when we get that opportunity. That'll give us upgraded gloves, which I believe those are going to be the best gloves until we get the gloves from Volak, right? So there's some planning there. I'm trying to figure out the best things for my time, right? Is it worth my time to go and farm, some random junk, right? Is it? It might be, right? Today I learned in the Discord for this build, which hopefully I'll link it in the videos for this series, because it is a very useful amount of information, right? There's so much good stuff there. I'm terrible at talking, just listening to myself. But there's a plethora of information, so much good stuff, right? There's things that are good. Blame the public Texas school system for being terrible. There we go. All right, and then let's get that. So definitely having fun with this. I want to grab that. Now we are immune to stuns. I was wondering why I thought I had grabbed it before, but I guess not. I've been putting points into anything that gives us more damage, anything that gives us the ability to do more thing. You can see there our crits are up because I finished up spellcasting Fury. And if we look at this, I modified the theme that I'm using, right? Does not have an updated what is it called here? Inventory window. I've made a copy of the theme so I could put this in here, because every time you patch, right, it overwrites that theme, even though that theme is not fully updated, right? It's kind of annoying. So anyway, I can now see my stats, that since they added this new inventory stat window at some point when they removed the my stats command. But you can see that we have a 9% spell crit rate, which affects all of our procs and all of our spells, which is pretty nice. Our dot rate crit rate is low because I just haven't put any points into that. I need to, but right now I'm getting most of my damage from assassinate and backstabs, right? So for leveling, it's for me it's smarter. Yeah, it's like going up the slay undead track for the paladin, right? It's what's getting me my bread and butter right now. Now on the other hand, if we were gonna go start bossing today, we would want maxed out dot crits, maxed out spell crits, and probably some more healing. I think that's gonna be kind of the thing we're gonna want to do. And another Sarnak warbow. All right. This one's enchanted, so let's see here. What are the stats on that compared to what do we got in our range right now? It's got way more strength. We're gonna lose 10 dexterity, but that 10 dexterity doesn't matter, I don't think, because we have heroic dexterity is what matters to me. Let me see here. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. So that's a nice little upgrade. 40 hit points and some stats there. I think we're almost we're strength capped now, which is going to give us our max damage we're gonna get from backstabs and other melee hits, right? But we want to get that heroic dex up as soon as possible. There we go. And then I think one of the comments on one of my videos, someone asked what my loot macro is. This is from the wiki. That they have a whole list of macros. There's a bunch of them. So that's my loot macro. That's my trade skill macro. And that is my sell macro. Right there. Just click that. You gotta hit the button, right? So they're pretty basic. They're all like there on the wiki. So there's, you know, you can copy and paste. If you go to keys, all, and then where is it at? There is a button. I just can't see it. Come on now. It's paste. It's called paste, so it should be at P, right? Reply. Paste from clipboard right there. So that is what you'd want to do. You enable that, and then you can just copy and paste them in. I don't do that because I don't want to accidentally copy and paste something in to the chat, right? So that's the only reason I do it, because I'm terrible at some of the stuff I do. So, all right, that's more than I wanted. I'm gonna bear. But I maxed out Touch of the Cursed. We're almost maxed out on Mortal Coil, which is a huge part of our sustain on this build, right? Like, I'm definitely getting, like, you know, 55 heal right there, 41, 21. I'm just constantly getting healed every time I attack, which makes me think like of some different builds that would be kind of cool with a Shadow Knight, right? Like, Shadow Knight, Monk, Druid. I think that's probably what I'm gonna try when I on the official self-found, is that, because this one's nice and all, right? But you know, I like to do different things, and while backstab is cool and sneak is cool, I really miss having perfect feint death, truth be told. And monks just attack so fast, so it would be kind of more of a white damage build, I think. Maybe instead of a druid, I do a bard at first, and then swap out the bard for a druid for bossing. Because bard is so broken when it comes to not taking damage. So you could get that whole, you know, AoE yourself up to, you know, max level, right? All right, there was a lot of mobs there. Now I don't use my this is a legendary piece of sandwich. Oh my gosh, the stats on that. I did not realize I was gonna have to keep more than one of these damn things. Here, let's move that. There. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned these. I got these from the trustee. We're about to go kill him here in a second. And he drops these earrings, right? They are right-click, cure disease and poison. Awesome items for a shaman or a cleric. I like them so I don't have to memorize the spell. I have counteract poison memorized right now because I'm lazy. But like long term, I won't have to, when I change my spells again, when I get new spells, I won't have to keep those memorized anymore. I just click them from now on. So it's gonna be nice to have. They're only like, it only goes down to like 1.3 seconds. Cast time, but that's faster than the spell, I believe. What is the spell cast at? 3.6 seconds. So saves a spell slot, and it's quicker. Even with spell haste, I believe it's faster. I think my tribute wear off. Yeah. So the items that drop here, if you didn't know, like all this junk here, like this and the helmet and all that crap, it is going to tribute for in the 700 to 1500 range. It's pretty nice to tribute. The class armor, I went to Sibilis to try it out. The experience is terrible compared to this. But the if you get a class armor item, like I think I got like cleric arms, and they tribute for a high value too. Definitely a good way to get your tribute up early on in Kunark. When you're doing the leveling, you can take all this junk here. This sells for like 20 platinum to the NPC. You can do that to the and to the tribute guy for tribute, and we do run what is this? Burning Affliction tribute, Spell Haste tribute, Improved Damage tribute, Affliction Haste tribute, and Affliction Efficiency tribute. So those are all added up, right? And we have improved healing on our arms, or not arms, our different class, on our spear. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm using it as a weapon right now, but also the other reason is I don't have an alternate weapon for that. And my dog is like going crazy. Let me check on this. Alright, so here's the Ixar collaborator. He is the placeholder for the Ixar trustee, who is the guy who drops those earrings. And those tribute, like, they tribute for a lot, right? I kept one of each, and then if I get a legendary, I keep that one, and then I get rid of the other one, right? And I just tribute it. It seems to be better. Like I'm not selling any of my loot, right? I keep certain things like epic items and stuff like that. I might get the epics for fun, but for the most part, everything I'm getting is getting vendored. So it's nice to get a little extra when you tribute it. But yeah, here's the foreman. He drops junk, but this circle I'm doing, right? Let's see here, height filter. Hard to tell. All right, so I'm going kind of like this, and I go into the kennels, and I come back around, and I just kill all these mobs, right? This is kind of like my cycle for getting around here, and it's better. It's the best AA that I've been able to get at this level from any place. And I feel like, you know, it's just probably gonna be worth it to get. I think I'm gonna get about 500 AAs. That's probably gonna be where I'm gonna end up with before I decide to go kill some more bosses. Maybe I'll get bored and go kill some. What do we get here? The yellow egg beater. That is kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see here, more spells. But all this stuff tributes pretty high, and I run tribute pretty much all the time until it runs out. Just because of how good it is. Like, I skip some of these mobs because they're yellow. I kind of really focus on the red ones is really the best way to play that, right? And these ones, like, it can go this way. Right over here. And you can see this area is respawned. And then I kind of just like come up here and, you know, see, like we usually get assassinates right off the bat on some of these guys, but not all of them. Typically I aggro the whole entire room on accident most of the time. So it's just a matter of sitting here. You kind of see we can sustain very well. Touch the Cursed and are just average hits healing us, right? Once we pop Mortal Coil, we're pretty much God mode in most cases, but there is, you know, some cases where we're not, right? And I think I'm one more point away from maxing that one out. I think we can go ahead and put that in now. Where is it? Sort by name, Mortal Coil 2. Oh, it's 9 points, not 6. Yeah. So we need a few more. I kind of want to get that one maxed out. That's a nice sustain, just, you know, for all these times when we need a little bit more health, right? It's just what it is. But I'm having pretty good time with this build, right? It's not overpowered like the Bard build we had going on, right? We lost a pet. It seems to be a strong build though, in the fact that it's like pretty much unkillable, right? Like I feel like I'm as I get more and more AAs, I become more and more unkillable. And this build has killed everything in the game except for the final custom encounter solo. So that alone kind of makes it, you know, one of the top builds, I would say, without any real gimmicks, right? Like, there's no gimmick to this build. It's, you're using shaman dots and you're using rogue backstabs, right? From what I understand, a guy showed me his parse in the Discord, the rogue backstabs are the majority of the damage, but the piercings and stuff are not, right? So it's the end way we'd be playing this is, you know, dot backstab, dot backstab, dot backstab, dot backstab. That's like pretty much the way this would go, and just cycling the dots over and over for more prismatic damage. And then, you know, getting the procs on poison whenever those happen to happen, right? At least for bossing, I would say. For the trash, I mean, what I'm doing now seems to be fine. There isn't a whole lot of trash, like, in a lot of the encounters, right? Like, Ralos has some spawns. If you don't kill Sleeper fast enough, he's got some ads. If you don't kill Faradar fast enough, you get some ads. Like, it's kind of like you don't do it fast enough, you get ads, but at the same time, the Shadow Knight kind of benefits from having ads in the fight because you can pop Mortal Coil if it's down. So, something interesting there, you know, it's a nice little extra thing, you know. Like, whereas I'm like on my paladin, I'm like, I don't want to fight ads because I don't have any what you call it? Oh, we got the shaman pet. Perfect. I'm gonna save that. I really need new pets. These ones suck. They are terrible. But it's so far so good. I mean, I'm having fun. It's not like I have to sell myself on it, but it's not crazy. Like, you see here, we're taking actual damage, right? We got a whole bunch of mobs here. I'm gonna wish I could pop bear, but I can't. But, you know, instantly healed once we kill something, right? If I can kill these guys first, because I might be able to get an assassinate on them, right? And that's kind of like the easy way to get through a lot of this stuff, is kill the things you can assassinate first and then deal with the other stuff. Or, you know, kill one and kill the other and swap between them, because then you get to heal. And it just depends on how you want to play it. What the hell is Massive Strike? Passive grants you a small chance to score a massive second backstab. What? Oh my gosh, that is... There's so many... Like, I haven't played a rogue seriously at all ever, right? I think I got to like 65 or 70 on my rogue on Throne of Eye, but I you know, obviously I stopped playing that. So I didn't get very far, and I think, you know, I think we're about to get to the epic or something like that. I think we'll continue that series at some point in time, because this has just been so fun playing the rogue, right? It's very interesting, and I find it to be an interesting class, but it's gonna suck to play a rogue without having a Shadow Knight Shaman. Oh man. There we go. Perfect. And how close are we? This one should get it for us. Now, I believe it's the last rank of this one. Maybe it was the other one. This one, 25. So, grants 25% chance to harvest energy. Each rank in this ability increases the amount of energy harvested, right? So every time it just increases the damage, right? So that's gonna be fantastic. Some shoulders, all tribute, right? Everything I loot is pretty much tribute. So we're gonna go over here, Kennel Masters up. Start whacking him down. You know, see these two Mez buffs, right? So this one is Envenom Blades, that's our AA. And this one is Poison Phobia from our Epic, right? That increases the poison damage, and that increases the... I can't remember all of what it does. Envenom Blades, right here. Reduces poison resist, and increases the damage they take from poison, right? So it's pretty crazy the way this build is very synergetic between Shaman and Rogue, right? Because of all the poison stuff, it just kind of adds up really quick. It's nice. Another earring. Cleric spell. I think at some point my my shaman bed died, I guess, in the other room. But I just make this circle over and over again, just grinding AAs and stuff. Here, let's do this. I want to kind of level up one level. And we might as well do that together while we're messing around here, because it's going to happen in like 2 kills. So I'm holding back my leveling, mostly because I want to get the AAs, and I'm going to get more AAs now than I am later. If that makes any sense, because of the way the experience system for some reason scales based on the con. So if it's a red mob like these, I get more experience. Why? I don't know, but you know, it is how this is all set up, and it behooves you to not level, and I don't like that at all. I'd rather be max level and have a 10% bonus to getting AAs or something like that than having to do some cheesery where I stay 56. You know, it's just kind of lame, but yeah, it is what it is. We're gonna slow roll it until about 500 AAs, and then from there I'll just go straight to 60, and we will probably kill it. And there we go, 51. And we got an A too, so pretty nice. Now we don't really get anything at 51, I don't think. Shaman spells, the good ones are at like 60, and I didn't even look for the other classes. Let's see here. Let's ignore those ones. Whipcracker. We got a Sacred Overseer. Just thwack him down real quick. There we go. The Assassinate is just so nice. I feel like my crit chance is a little wonky. Like, my archery went down. Was it 20%? Now it's 18. I don't know. But I have a 5% melee crit and a physical crit of 170. So I'm guessing I have a... if I understand how this works, right? Tribal War Mask. Nice. Looking at this, I have a 5% chance every time I swing to get a critical hit with my weapons. And then when I do, there's 170% bonus to that. So I believe that's how all that works. Let's get this guy. And when I was in Sibyllus, I picked up a Journeyman's walking stick, the Tash stick, and I put that on my shaman bed. But he's dead, so I don't feel like resummoning him right now. I didn't spend much time there. It was pretty much cleared a bunch of stuff. I think this is for the Green Mist quest. I'd have to look and see. Spent a little while, like maybe an hour, clearing some of the stuff on the upper, and I was just like, this experience is not that great. I gotta go look somewhere else, right? And this is when I came to Charduk, and it's pretty much double like what I was getting in the other place. So definitely worth the jaunt out here, right? If you don't have the waypoints, it's a lot of walking. I walked from Kabbalist to Lake Omen to Frontier Mountain to Burning Woods to Charnock. That's how long that's how long the walk is. Because I didn't want to take the boat into Timorous Deep. But for some reason you get the Kabbalist waypoint by default. I think because it's one of the starting cities, everybody gets it. There we go. Let's put some dots on these things. They're taking too long to kill. There we go. But I'm thinking about doing the Rogue Epic again for the pets. I would like to have at least one of the pets have a the Ragebringer, so they can proc the phobia when I decide to switch out the weapon for something else. Maybe on both of them. I have not fully decided how I want to do that yet. I know the best in slot is damage weapons on the Shadow Knight and support weapons on the Shaman one for some reason. But I'm just not 100% sure how I want to do it. Oh, and we picked up Nimble Stealth or Nimble Hide or whatever it is. It allows me to run and hide, so it's pretty cool. Because I'm kind of lazy when it comes to stopping, and I always mess it up. But I can just like hide, come over here, assassinate. Didn't proc. And then kill ease, right? It's a very fun build. Comes to like this kind of gameplay, so I'm having fun, like I said. But I think we're wrapping up where I wanted to, talk about today. I'm just gonna be doing this until about 500 AA, right? Like you see how long it's taking me, so it's gonna be a few hours of literal grinding here. And once we have about 500 AA, or I find that there's like nothing I want more of, right? I need some like defensive stuff for Talendor and Trakenon and all that stuff, right? We need those defensive AAs to kind of make sure we can kill them without dying and stuff like that. But the real reason we want those is because when we go into VP, we don't want to die. We want to be able to beat that zone, and that's kind of like why I'm kind of overdoing it. VP is not easy, right? I've done it with all my characters so far, and depending on which character it was is how easy it is, right? Like the Bard, Cleric, Enchanter, like she steamrolled every single piece of content until Ralov-Zek time, and then she died the Ralov-Zek time, and that's when I made the video, because that was like the first one that I encountered that was difficult, right? Now on the Paladin Monk Berserker, it was a little different. On the pet build, a little different too, right? Every build's a little different on what they excel at and what they don't excel at. And I'm just not sure what this one excels at. But we're gonna be doing all the content on this guy because he's self-found. So me just skipping through everything that is raid related, right? Like, once we kill Trakenon, right? Like I'm gonna farm him until I get, I think, the breastplate for both Shadow Knight and Rogue. I think they do something that I want, like a clicky. I think it's like shielding or something like that. And so there's different things we're gonna farm, and like I'm not gonna show every time I farm Trakenon, but I'll show the majority. I'll show the first time we do it, and then maybe like a speed run later on. But that's just how it's gonna be. And then we're already back here, back to the start. So definitely a nice little circuit of mobs to kill. If you kill faster, you could probably kill them all at once, right? Like I can't take them all. You can see where the kind of the limit is with maybe 13 mobs is my maximum limit, and that also depends on what those mobs are. I'm losing self buffs. I'm pretty much only doing self buffs in this series. Sometimes I'll get another buff, if I'm like AFK at the Soul Binder or something like that. But Little things like that I don't care about. Like, they're just not that bad. But self buffs, just mostly because they stay on forever. And I don't like having to leave every so often. What do we get here? We got a frozen egg of stamina. All right, that is delicious. Let's put that not in our tunic. What about here? Can we put it there? Yeah, we can. All right, another 130 hit points. Jeez, these eggs are nice. And then we'll do another egg. Probably should start moving on from eggs to something else, but it is what it is. Alright, and then we got Mortal Coil. Can't hit him, so we gotta jump up here. Do we get aggro? Did. Alright, let's bring them all out here. I was getting ready to do something else. Alright, there we go. Let's get these guys down. I wish I had higher heroic dexterity. I think 100 is kind of where I want to be. And that's, I'm gonna have to look at like all the items and see what there is available for that kind of stat in Kunark. I know in Velius it'll be probably trivial to get to, but here in Kunark I think it's gonna be a little bit trickier to get a whole lot of heroic dexterity. I'm actually surprised I have 25 at the moment. All right, so we're gonna call it here. So that's pretty much what I'm doing in Chardock. I'm gonna be doing this probably for a few days. I got like 30 videos to edit for a lot of all the stuff I'm doing. So I'm gonna try, you know, getting a lot of those edited and posted and all that stuff. But definitely having fun. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and please have a fantastic day.